Pictures of angry protesters abroad burning the U.S. flag is an almost common occurrence. But here's an interesting one. When college Republicans at San Francisco State University held an anti-terror rally and stomped on the flags of Hezbollah and Al-Qaeda, they found themselves in a heap of trouble. Now the college Republicans may get kicked off campus. Lee Wolf is the president of the college Republicans, here to tell us his side. Hi, Lee.
How you doing? Thanks for having me on.
Good. So, what happened? Some people say you were, sort of looking for a fight here and, that you kind of asked for this conflict. What'd you do exactly?
Well, believe it or not, there's a lot of support for Hezbollah and Hamas at SF State's campus, and we decided that the way to counter their message was to use a form of expression that's been used throughout the Middle East to go against the United States to express how we feel about these terrorist organizations that kill Americans.
Interesting. What do you think would have happened if the groups that are supportive of Hezbollah, as you pointed out, if they had burned an American flag on campus? What would the reaction be?
Well, I can guarantee you that there would not have been sanctions handed down for this. As everybody knows, it's well established that desecrating the American flag is protected speech.
All right, we have a statement from the school. It says, we feel that the student organization hearing panel, which is what I believe you folks went in front of, which includes faculty, staff, and students, serves the campus better than arbitrary administrative judgment and better maintains the practice of open inquiry that is central to university life. That's according to Penny Saffold, who's Vice President for Student Affairs. Do you agree with her, and does that jive with the investigation process that you guys went through?
Well, the point is there shouldn't even be an investigation. This is clearly protected speech, and for them to go after us for stepping on these flags is just a slap in the face of the First Amendment and the Constitution.
So what is going to happen to your group now?
Well, we're still not quite sure. At the very least, they're going to force us to apologize to the offended parties. At the worst, they can revoke our charter and kick the club off campus. And
what would you do if they forced you to apologize to these groups that you say are supportive of these terrorist organizations?
I will not apologize. That is my First Amendment right, and I should not have to apologize for expressing how I feel about terrorist organizations in the United States during a time of war.
How do you feel about your university? Do you feel like, you should go somewhere else? Because I know that they've had a lot of incidents like this, including kicking recruiters off campus.
Well, San Francisco State, I don't even think can be defined as a liberal campus. That's going to be an understatement. These are radical leftists who hate America, and their goal is to basically destroy the institutions that we hold dear.
All right, Lee Wolf, good luck to you. Thank you very much for talking with us today.
Thanks a lot.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Americans are worse than Jews. You're gonna witness the star-mangled banner here. The star-mangled banner. Allahu Akbar. Come on. Allahu Akbar.
Just to show where our loyalty belongs to. You see this flag here? It's going to go on the floor. And to us, our loyalty does not belong to this flag. Our loyalty belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Takbir! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! La ilaha illallah! Muhammadur Rasulullah! Government, to us Muslims, that flag represents the biggest terrorist state in the whole world, which has bombed over 80 nations and which has bases all over the world to terrorize not just Muslims, but whole Latin America. Go do the research for yourself. See what this flag represents in Latin government. And for us, as Muslims, to purify our belief to purify our tawheed, and to show our oneness in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We disassociate ourselves to represent anything that this flag stands for, represents or calls for. Let this point be known to the people in general, as well as the Muslims. Don't be afraid of them with the deen of haqq, with Islam, to dominate all of our other religions, to dominate the United States, to dominate the world, even though the non-Muslims may hate it. Takbir! Allahu Akbar! Takbir! Allahu Akbar! Takbir! Allahu Akbar! La ilaha illallah! La ilaha illallah! Muhammadan Rasulullah! Muhammadan Rasulullah! La ilaha illallah! La ilaha illallah! Washahid Habibullah! Washahid Habibullah! Once again, we tell the Muslims, don't be afraid to come out. Don't be afraid to speak out against injustice. This is not so much like your country's back at home, where you raise your voice against the government and they come after you and they take you in for torture. No. In this country, one of the loopholes of this government is they allow the freedom of expression, where a man and a woman can go and strip their honor in the strip clubs. We have the same right over here to put this flag down and step on them. It is the same. Takbir! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! La ilaha illallah! Muhammadan Rasulullah! La ilaha illallah! Washahid Habibullah! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
یکی